a lot, and Asti as well. But in South Africa, only Altydgedacht, I think, plays.
I think you're right.
I think I'm right. Is exotic enough to put our palate to the test, and Barbera is full of surprises. What do you think, Cathy?
I think this is a lovely wine. It's deep and dark in the glass. It's more of the black colouring and the red colouring than the blue that you'd expect, or blue or purple you'd expect from a Bordeaux grape variety. It's got a nose that's got sour cherry for me. Big sour cherries.
But I find many spices as well.
A lot of oak spices definitely on the nose, because the oak, I think, is playing quite a big role here in the wine. But that sour cherry, or the cherries that you get on a Pride of India tree. Now, quite a few people who might be tasting in Johannesburg, in old gardens, almost everybody had a Pride of India tree, and it had lovely pink blossoms, and it used to give out little cherry-like fruit, and they were really quite sour. They were lovely, and that's the nose I get. And there's real sense of good oak and good fruit on this wine. And then on the palate, it has a beautiful acidity that just lifts everything up and makes it fresh in the mouth from start to finish. Again, the oak is showing quite a lot on the palate, but not in a negative way. It's just very present there, but it is giving some tastes and it is giving some support. And I find too licorice and anise, or licorice and fennel on the palate, which is often for me a marker of Italian reds.
I mean, I remember when I started to learn about wine, and my teacher used to tell me, if it's red and you can feel the acidity, that's Italy.
Italy.
And here, the refreshing acidity of that wine, because it's a ripe wine, it's coming from Durbanville, which is on the cooler side of a South African terroir, but it's still not the slopey mountains of northern Italy.
No.
And it's so refreshing. And yes, the acidity of the cherry is here. The spices are taming it a bit, but it's coming back. And the barrel maturation, the barrel aging, that kind of probably civilized the wine a bit and helped it to be more enjoyable now. Acidity is still here. Nothing you can, it's like going through the texture of the wine. I mean, for food pairing, it's perfect. Go acid, go fat. So I really like that one. And it's got this slightly sweet and sour, and not only from the cherry, because there's roundness on the middle palate. The acidity is piercing through. I don't find tannins here.
There's
I don't find
no
obvious tannins.
There's no obvious tannins here. And for me, that's also a mark of Barbera. While it shares a similar acidity to Nebbiolo, the tannins are less astringent, less grippy than the Nebbiolo tannins.
I mean, wine lovers from northern Italy always say, I got my Nebbiolo, and they keep it in the cellar, but what they drink is Barbera.
Cheers
Barbera
to
d'Alba,
that.
because it's even young, it is so enjoyable. It's as much as Nebbiolo can be austere when young, Barbera is delivering fruit, and this is packed with fruit. Also, it's mostly cherries, but you find on the secondary level other red fruits, you know, as a shadow coming behind, mostly on the palate more than on the nose being really driven by beside the cherries, by the spices.
The spices from the oak.
But the same, don't expect after this description that the oak is overpowering. It's not.
No.
It's just giving these spices on the nose and a touch on the palate that makes the red fruit more vigorous. Is it the one you think you could keep for a while? Or you just enjoy it now like a Barbera should be enjoyed?
I'd buy 2 bottles, one to enjoy now and one to keep for 2 years.
That means 2 cases, one for now and one for later.
We
Enjoy
would.
the Barbera from Altydgedacht. Very interesting, very exotic wine from Durbanville, 2018. Hoping you will be able to identify it blind.
Look for the acidity and the cherries.
Acidities and cherries, definitely.